You have heard of that saying, what's go up must come down. That's true for gravity, and for year, it's true for our paycheck too. Wages went up and then taxes come down even harder. The cycle is called bracket creep, and it's been draining taxpayers for decades. But now, thanks to the One Big Beautiful Tax Bill that was signed into law in July 2025, that story has changed a little bit. I'm a tax professional with more than 15 years experience helping family retirees and small business owners use the tax codes to protect your wealth. A quick reminder, this video is educational only. It's not tax or legal advice, so always check with your own professional before making changes. Let's talk about the problem with bracket creep. Let me start with a client story. So Sarah is a middle school teacher. Every summer she gets a small raise, maybe $2,000, just enough to keep up with grocery, gas, and school supplies for her classroom. She would be excited, but when her first paycheck came, she signed. She take-home pay barely moved, and that's because her raise nudged her into the next tax bracket. She wasn't living any better, but she was paying more in taxes. What went up come down. So Sarah used to joke with me, Nia, I feel like I work hard all year just to buy more pencil for my students and more taxes for the government. And sadly, she wasn't wrong. With the new fix now, with the new tax law, it's flipped the script a little bit. So under the Big Beautiful Tax Act, right? So brackets adjust every single year with inflation. So remember the Tax and Job Act bracket back in 2017. So now that's permanent. So it's not going to change when we come into 2026 anymore. So we're keeping that TCJA tax brackets. Also, standard deduction is indexed too. So at $31,500 for couples, so that means $15,750 for singles and $23,625 for heads of household in 2025. The child tax credit is permanent, so it's rising to $2,200 in 2026, and then it will also be indexed after that. The earned income credit threshold keep rising with inflation too. So with Sarah's story changes, when her income go up, the brackets go up too. So instead of falling back down under the weight of taxes, she get to keep more of her raise. Why it matters? Let's look at David and Lisa's story. Another couple I work with, David and Lisa, both works in healthcare. So together they earn about $800,000. They are not rolling in cash, but they are comfortable. Every year they would see their salary rises just a bit, but a couple of years their combined raises would push them into the next bracket. The kicker, their standard deduction didn't raise fast enough, so they lost ground. Lisa told me once, we finally feel like we was getting ahead, then tax season hit, and it was like we took 2 steps back. So under the Big Beautiful Tax Act, that stops. So the bracket rise, the standard deduction also rises too. So they don't get punished for modest raises. So David and Lisa finally get to keep what they earn. Who would benefit in this new tax law, right? Let's look at Mr. Jackson's story. So Mr. Jackson, he's a retired firefighter. He in his early 70s, and tax required minimum distribution from his IRA along with Social Security. So before Big Beautiful Tax Act, every year he's worried. His RMD amount increased, but the tax bracket didn't keep pace. One December, he called me panicked. Mia, if I take this distribution, I'm going to lose more to the IRS than I gain. That's what bracket creep does for retirees. It eats into fixed income. Now, with permanent inflation indexing, Mr. Jackson breathed easier. His RMD rises, but so do the brackets. What go up finally stay up. I also work with Emily, who is a single professional in her 30s. She's been building an investment portfolio and decided to keep some stock to buy her first home. In the past, she was nervous if she realized the capital gains she risked being bumped into the next bracket, which meant a bigger tax bill, just what she needed, the cash most. Now, because she knows brackets will keep pace with inflation, she can plan her sales. We mapped out her income and gains, and she sold enough stock to cover her down payment while staying under the threshold. Her lines were, "Yeah, for once, I didn't feel punished for making a smart financial move." Finally, let me share Alex and Maria's story. They are a young couple with 2 kids. We're talking about tax planning for them. So household income is about $120K. Alex works in IT. Maria works part-time while taking care of the kids. They came to me worried. "Mia, we are getting a raise this year, but we are afraid we'll lose our child tax credit. Is it even worth it?" Under the old law, they were right to worry. Their raise would push them into the phase-out range. But with the Big Beautiful Tax Act, the phase-out raise too. So their standard deduction adjusts upward, their bracket threshold climbed, and the child tax credit didn't vanish. So what's go up? Their income doesn't come crashing down in lost credit and higher taxes. Instead, it's protected. Some planning strategy you can use. So let me pause the story and show you the strategies that make this law even more powerful. First is Roth conversion. You want to spread conversion across years, knowing threshold won't lag behind. Second is bracket management. You want to plan bonuses, option exercises, or business distributions around the predictable threshold. Third, you want to do charitable bunching. So you're going to pair index bracket with the new charitable rules, like the above the line deduction and the 0.5% AGI floor to maximize deduction without creeping up a bracket. 4, capital gains harvesting. Just like Emily did, realize gain in years when you know your bracket leaves room. 5th, annual check-in. Each fall, plug the new IRA table into your projection and fine-tune your income and deduction timing. Some bonus tips for you. First, stay longer in the 12% bracket. So for middle income family, this can mean thousands of savings. For parents, keep your child tax credit longer as income grows. For retirees, you can smooth out IRA withdrawal without fear of surprise hikes. For business owner, shift income and expenses with confidence, knowing the brackets will adjust. And don't forget, the Big Beautiful Tax Act added temporary perk through 2028. Remember the $6,000 extra deduction for seniors who are 65 and up, and a tip income deduction up to $25,000, an overtime deduction for up to $12,500 per single, and $25,000 for joint. And remember the car loan interest deduction for new UF assembled vehicle. These expire, but they are worth grabbing while available. So whether it's Sarah the teacher, David and Lisa in healthcare, Mr. Jackson the retiree, Emily the investor, or Alex and Maria raising kids, they all face the same frustration. What went up come down in taxes. Now with the permanent inflation indexing, that cycle is broken. Your income go up, but so do your brackets, deduction, and credits. That's protection, and that's predictability, and that's opportunity for smart planning. If you want to run your own numbers, I build calculator for 25 and 26 bracket at my Pro Deduction SC shop. For more advanced strategies, check out my guides at assetwelleinstitute.com. And now I would love to hear from you. Have you ever felt like a rice would get swallowed by taxes? Type yes in the comment. So back to that old saying, what go up must come down for years that describe taxes, but thanks to the big beautiful tax bill, not anymore. Now, when your income go up, the tax go up with you. This was educational only, not tax or legal advice. Always talk with your own professional before making moves. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and share with a friend who's tired of losing their raises. And I will see you at the next beautiful tax bill update. Mahalo!